Well, good morning. Good morning. I know it's not Miss Darra Tanner, but we've got Beastie with us. How are you doing this morning, my love?
Hello, everybody.
What kind of truck driving do you do anyway? Who do you
I do the big type of truck driving.
the big kind of truck driving?
Yes,
That's
I
terrible.
am. I am a Class A CDL driver during the day, rock star by night.
I mean, is it true? I mean, I've always seen like some really terrible ass wrecks with those big ass UTV people, big truck people.
Yes, it is. It is nasty out here on the road. It is a horrific experience on a daily basis with the lack of drivers. The drive people who drive out here, they don't know what they're doing.
The lack of consciousness that they put forth to the effort to pay attention is
Uh, the biggest thing is you just see people buried up in their phones, as sad as that is. I mean, we've all done it, going down the road trying to find directions or whatever, and it's like it's horrific.
yeah.
They're just and they're kids bouncing around in the back seat, and mom's trying to drive, and she's got her phone out, or she's talking or looking for directions, and it's like you can see them weaving all over the road. They look like they're drunk, and you pass them, and they're just looking at their phone.
Yeah.
And it's like I like all you women out there who hold your phone like this and talk into it as you're driving down the road. It's like there's headsets that come with the phones, like Bluetooth devices. You can actually set it down and you can talk into a wonderful mic instrument like I have on my head here.
Those aren't cute though. They don't come in pink.
Oh, yeah, you can get them in pink. You can get them if they don't come in pink. You ladies can bedazzle them. Come on now, y'all make jeans sparkle somehow.
I
Just
mean,
saying.
Tiki at LA's Midway can make anything bedazzle. I mean, she could make anything sparkle. I came in and I set my phone down one day and I looked over, and the next thing I know, it had like diamonds and rhinestones all over the case. I'm like, oh, ta da!
I mean, all it takes one trip to Michael's, a hot glue gun, some glue, and some sparkles and glitter, and next thing you know, you look fancy.
Fancy like Applebee's on a date night. That's what my
Well,
daughter always says. It's just like her favorite song.
that's funny you say that. We just recently added that to the Kaizen set list. I think like 3 weeks ago we learned that song.
Shut up.
I mean, Tyler likes the song. It's all Tyler King's fault.
I mean, it's a good song though. It is I mean, my daughter will be extremely excited to know that little tidbit information.
We play it,
I'm
and
gonna
it
have.
goes over. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves the song. It's amazing.
All right. Well, on the 24th, I'm expecting to hear it when you guys are at the bay.
Well, it's going to be, I'm hoping that the weather holds off. It's supposed to be like really cold. So I hope it's not as cold as they say it's going to be. I hope the weather forecast people are as wrong as they normally are.
I mean, it's not really that cold though. I mean, it's not snowing.
That's true.
I mean, I guess it could be. That would be cool. Like snow in Florida. For when was the last time it snowed in Florida? Like forever ago. In the 70s, right? In the 70s? Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Well, it's whose birthday is it? Do you know who Ricky Ross is?
Ricky Ross.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't Rick Ross, right? No. I don't
No.
know who Rick Ross is now.
All I'm thinking about is like, fuck your couch. He's
Yeah, I don't think it's that Rick Ross.
uh, no, no, that's totally different one. I'm totally
No?
going like on a side note here, where he's like, I'm Rick James, bitch.
Oh, that's Dave Chappelle.
That's like a whole yes, it's like a whole like skit. That's what's going through my head right now. He was a Scottish musician, Ricky Ross, lead singer, songwriter, guitar, pianist with Deacon Blue, who he had a 1988 UK number 8 single, Real Gone Kid, plus over 15 and 40 top singles. Ross married fellow Deacon Blues singer Lorraine McIntosh. Is that McIntosh? Yeah. On May 12th. Currently presents another country. Yeah. So he was all over Scotland's radio. I mean, apparently he was a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is that you commenting our own thing? You commented.
What?
Eh,
I did not.
It snowed in Orlando in the early. Did it really? Oh, okay. Paul Bryan's on. He said it snowed in Orlando in the early 90s. I didn't know that.
That's rough. I mean, when it's 90 degrees most of the time, and all of a sudden it drops into like the low 60s, everyone walks around with like bubble jackets on and stuff. It's like, you can tell that the people who live here year round, they're wearing bubble jackets and shorts and flip flops.
You know that I have family in Toledo, Ohio, and also in I actually got married in Jamestown, PA. So when I first moved up there, or if I were to go up there to visit, I'm the same way. I just sit there and I wear a big old fluffy jacket. So
Absolutely.
I like, but you get made fun of a lot up there because we're a lot different down here, you know. Oh, mama's on too. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't see her come on. She snuck those little things in my. I didn't find them until the other day. The little grocery gift card things, and she snuck them in my bag. And I'm sitting there looking in my bag, and I'm like, "What in the heck? Where did all this come from?" She's like, "Ta-da!" um, let's see. We got the birthday out of the way. Oh, did you hear about the bobbleheads that they were selling of the sheriff Grady Judd? I think Holly Sears had him on her around Winter Haven neighbors post. So these bobbleheads of Polk Sheriff Grady Judd, they sold out within hours of their release. I mean, I think he's a popular sheriff.
People, yeah.
But to sell out of bobbleheads, I don't know.
I don't know. Polk County likes their authoritarian figurehead, so I mean, that's cool. I mean, he keeps everybody safe, or I mean, at least he's strong, and
I mean,
criminals know what they're going to get. It's not like they're going to get pampered like in some counties or cities.
Oh no, you definitely don't get pampered with
You don't get to play around with Grady. Plus, he's a good politician. He gets up there and he does his song and dance every time they arrest somebody, and he has this nice presentation, and then he does his little Jimmy Cricket dance right before he puts the picture up there, and we got him. And here's the fool right here, and this fool, he done got himself shot in the ass 5 times because he decided that he wanted to be stupid. And it's like, all right, I mean, it's all political. I mean, the guy could probably run for he could probably run for governor if DeSantis decides to move on to president or something like that, and he'd probably have a good chance at winning it because he's just a no nonsense guy and he knows the political game.
Yeah,
and you would believe what he says because he's been that way. His track record as a sheriff sheriff. He's, he kicks butt, takes names, and everybody knows it.
Yes, he does. I think he's more like old school, and I think that's why people like it. He's
Yes.
fair into the book until you cross the line, and then once you cross the line, and I'll be one to second this, is that the orange color and the blue color outfits are not really the best cup of tea. Eh, he's definitely not into making you feel comfortable in that sense. So
Yeah,
and
that's
which
true.
shouldn't be either. You know what I mean? You shouldn't feel comfortable after doing no something poopy.
I mean, as long as he's enforcing the laws that need to be enforced. I mean, I like the fact that you don't see or hear about a bunch of, at least I don't hear about it, a bunch of speed traps and stuff in Polk County where he's trying to like just gouge the population of extra funds because you're doing 10 miles an hour over somewhere out in the middle of nowhere on 27.
Right.
But, but as far as crime, he's tough on crime, which is where they should be tough as far as the enforcement goes. At least you know that they're coming. If something happens, they're rolling 4 or 5 deep. They're not just showing up with some out of shape guy with like donut and coffee stains on his uniform. You know they're coming in there 5 deep, and they're going to handle business if somebody's acting a fool.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that's a deterrent.
yeah, even with the my uncle just got we just went to his penning. He got like his badge and everything. And he's been at that for a very long time. He had went to what is that? Where the game warden, that's what he wanted to do. But then things, he had his own construction company, and did things, when he switched over to this, they don't get paid as much as my uncle was making running his own business. So uh it's been a cut back for him, but he absolutely loves it. And I was so proud of him, dude. Like, to see somebody that pretty much raised you, be able to accomplish something that they've always dreamed of. It's a good thing to see.
I think that's awesome. Somebody, you get a job with the city or the county, some government job, and then it's basically like you get like the most wonderful benefit package, and you get banker hours, and you get every holiday off that you didn't even know existed. You get like the left hand turn lane day off and shit like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same with police officers,
No, they
though.
don't get like Arbor Day off, and they
No,
don't work 9 to 5.
actually, I think that they're probably, especially the ones in the jail. I think they're probably the most overworked, because
Oh yeah.
they it it is not LOL. Yeah, I don't think that Miss Miss Paula, I don't, I from what he has said, is that that he'll have like, supposed to have like a 3-day weekend off, but because he's a new cadet, that he everything is grandfathered, so the people that have worked there the longest get the grandfathering, they get the weekends off, the da 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 da. So
Yeah.
you're just now coming in, regardless, you're going to get a crap ton of hours, and you're going to lose probably 2 of your days off, so
That's normal. I mean, it's seniority, and then you figure you're a new guy, so you're pretty much on call, and it's
yeah.
kind of you put your time in, and then once you get established to a certain level, it's almost like you've become part of the team. It's kind of like when you played sports.
Yeah, I
If you
know.
were the new guy to the team, everyone kind of the guys who've been there a couple of years, like in high school and college, the rookies, the freshmen, they'd get their, for lack of a better term, their balls busted for a while until they knew that you were part of the program.
I mean, I think that's in anything, though. I know Paul had worked there for a while too, as well. What the hell?
Yeah, it's kind of to test you out, to see what you're made of, and then see what what can you handle, like we're just not going to let you. It'll be no different if you bring in somebody to your family, a potential significant other or something like that. Everyone's going to kind of vet him or her.
Yeah.
They're just not going to be like, all right, he's in, she's in. You're going to be just like, all right, let's poke around here a little bit and see if this person folds up. Are they fake? Do they have some metal to them, or is this just some like two ships passing in the night, and this just happened to be the person you brought to the family dinner?
Yeah. Miss Paula said, "What the hell, Will? You're bouncing all over the place."
Well, this is impromptu. I had a whopping 2 minutes to get my hair and my makeup on
I am.
while
I am.
driving.
I
I
am
got
so
my
proud of
phone. My phone is on top of my climate control dials on my dashboard, because you wouldn't even want to see the video if I put you
you.
in the holder that we have for our computer screen here for my logbook. That thing would be all over the place. You'd go into epileptic seizures if I had it there. So Miss Paula's just gonna have to just
Watch
hang
you
tight.
bounce.
Yeah, don't look at the screen. Just listen to the sultry tones of my voice,
Sounds like.
or maybe salty. I don't know if that's sultry or salty. It all depends on how how your audio is tuned.
We don't have anybody doing sound over here, so I think I think salty fits. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
They,
salty.
they don't. They're not used to the beastie creature. That's okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm basically like 11 and a half hours into my day, so
Oh,
yeah, because I'm the overnight guy. Our guys, we run overnight, so all our deliveries are done at like 1, 2 in the morning. So I drove down to West Palm Beach and made my first delivery, and then went down to Pompano Beach to
right.
make my second, and then I'm over here on 60 now. I was just when you messaged me, I had just um, got onto the 4-lane portion of 60 coming westbound out of Yeehaw Junction. So
Right.
I'm coming up on a El Bartow here any moment now.
Heck yeah.
I
Miss
got a
Hollis,
gigantic pixie on the side of the truck. So if you see me, honk.
the giant pixie.
Look, the place I work for, they have some type of fixation with pixies. So everything is all pixie sweet. It's fruit. I deliver fruit. So it's
When I think of pixie, I'm thinking like a freaking fairy. So you got a fairy on the side of your truck, or
yes, I do.
that's hot.
The one on the door panel kind of looks like Tinkerbell, but when you get really close, it's not Tinkerbell. But the one on the side of the truck is not Tinkerbell, but it's definitely a fairy. So that's what we got going for us here.
Miss Paula said, "I was wondering, you don't look like Darra." And Mama Girl said, It's his chair. It has springs. Yes, it's like that, like the shock thing, so he doesn't hurt his back when he goes over like a bump and stuff. It kind of helps him ride it easier, right? Oh, that was kind of bad wording. Um, let's see. Miss Paula
Yeah.
said, I thought he was off roading. And then Paul Bryan said Tinkerbell.
Yeah, well, I mean, off-roading, that could be considered just being on the road in Polk County, because
That is
60's got to be one of our worst roads. I mean, because it is a state road, so it is State Road 60. So therefore, everyone needs to get on DeSantis for not, paving this road more frequently or at least giving money to the counties to handle it. And yes, I have air ride on the seat. All vehicles should have air ride.
what does
And then
that
I also air ride. What?
what does that mean? Air ride.
Air ride. The seat that I have, it has like an air cushion underneath it. So like
Oh,
now I just sank down, and now I'm gonna rise before you. There you go. I've just demonstrated the power of the air ride seat.
That's pretty cool, dude.
So you kind of bounce so that your spine doesn't compress and you end up, incapacitated. And then it has this nice little feature where it'll slide back and forth, which is a lovely thing. So you get this back and forth motion. So when you hit the bumps, you don't get ejected out of the seat. It kind of floats you a little bit. It's kind of like when you're holding your cup of coffee and you're turning into a parking lot, and then
Mhm.
you hit the bumps and you do this with your cup, right? So you don't spill the coffee. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your air ride. That's arm ride. But just imagine that someone's holding my seat and it's air. And it is apparently rated for someone as big as me. And to answer that previous question, I am not Dara, but everybody's watched the first Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dara is wearing me as a skin suit right now and speaking through me.
That's that's what happened. I think
Yeah.
she ran a little bit late. I don't know. I had messaged her this morning, and yeah, she's still not up. So
No worries.
no,
Sugar.
we'll shake her later, but we all love Miss Dara, and um, hey, okay, no, you can't use those. Okay, you
Yeah,
gotta go
you
that
were.
way.
We were incredibly fortunate because I was my schedule was working out where I was going to actually watch. You interviewed the chat with Dara because I had a bunch of really interesting questions I wanted to ask. To spice things up a little bit. Like do you really enjoy long walks on the beach? Are sunsets really that awesome?
They
Like really
are
hard hitting question because it's like it's the things that all women put down.
long
You
walks on
know.
the beach. I mean, I wouldn't say a long fucking walk. I mean, like short, maybe. The sand kind of is annoying, you know.
Yes, yes. Well, no, but everybody says long walks, but then when you go to the beach and you go for a long walk and then you get back, everyone's calves hurt the next morning. They're cramping up. Nobody can do anything, and it's just like maybe you need to like warm yourself up.
Mama said, "Have you seen the art and shrubs in the center of I-75 in Tampa?
The
Millions.
arts and shrubs
And
on
this,
I-75, yes, up there by Bruce B. Downs. Yes, it is a monstrosity of wasted government funds. It is by far the hugest pile of rocks that's been designed into something that's supposed to make it look nice. But why are you paying attention to that shit anyways? You should be driving your vehicle. This is why people have accidents, right? Because you got people like Mama King looking at the decorations in the median versus looking at the vehicles around her. Like, it's like, come on now.
that was wifey. That was not mama.
Oh well, same Mama. That's good enough. I mean, yes. Now it's funny that's because I can't read it. It's too far away. I can't hold it up to my face. So I'm
It's
just
okay.
I'm just when you say Mama, I'm thinking Mama King because I don't call my wife Mama.
Oh,
If you refer to her as Love, because I don't call her by her name, I just call her Love because it's
aw.
easy. It'd be amazing. Real quick story. Whenever we're playing shows or gigs, I will call out to her over the microphone and I will say Love, and nobody looks, which is disappointing because that means that almost nobody is being called Love in their personal life. That's really sad.
That is very sad. That is a very sad moment. Come here, princess. It's fine. Okay, we have a runner. Say good morning.
Oh, hey, look.
Say hi.
It's a small human being.
It's a small human being. You say good
What
morning.
what's what is that person's name?
This is kindly. This is kindly love.
Kindly Love.
Kindly love.
Hello, Kindly Love. I am Will
Say
Kimbrell.
hi. Oh no. Okay. Well, we're gonna go this way. Oh,
Awesome.
okay. No. Okay. Well, we gotta sit here and talk to Will for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, Danielle gets pretty jazzed up with the wasting of funds. That's why I immediately leapt to that because the amount of money that we waste on transporting palm trees from the beach, and they always put these high maintenance plants in the middle of these medians that take a lot of maintenance, and it's like, why don't we put just natural Florida native plants there that are just going to grow naturally, show the natural beauty of the state versus this, keeping up with the Mr. Joneses, deed restricted, you know, homeowners association, landscaping where it costs, a premium dollar to keep it up. I mean, not alone just buy it, but then to keep it, the upkeep is like, what are we doing? Like, we have other things like, let's fix the roads. Like, I don't know, let's put in a couple more traffic lights, you know?
I think I was talking about this the other day with my buddy Miguel. That it would be like here and future wise, I think it's the world's going to be like, what's that movie, The Demolition Man, where Sylvester Stallone? Is that it?
Correct.
Right, where he like, so like we have all the rich fancy people up top that like to waste all kinds of money, and then we have the rat runners underneath. And I was like, I'm so gonna be a rat runner. Like that's so gonna be me. Like,
What do you mean in the future? It's now.
I mean, it is very true. It
We
is
have
now,
it
but
now.
like,
I mean, I remember the whole thing about not being everything was being very non-violent. You had to be very docile, and then if you said anything aggressive, like you got like dinged like a credit or something, like points. Remember? And he was cussing into the machine so he could get paper so he could go use the bathroom
yeah.
because he didn't understand how to work the buttons because they didn't use toilet paper anymore because in the future, we're worried about the environment, right? I mean, hey, I mean, I've watched the movie too. And why do they always go to the most effeminate thing? They taught them how to do like knitting. Like, come on, guys, like knitting,
Like, I mean,
knitting.
I don't know.
My
The
first
dirty
wife, just a real
part.
quick story. My I was married in a previous life, and I was called a different name up to that point, and then unfortunately, with my own doing as involved in it, that person is no longer. We don't use that name. I have certain family members that use the name, but I don't use it anymore. So I go by Will, which is my first name, William. So at a certain point, I was being driven crazy because I was just being driven crazy because that seems to be one of the most powerful superhero abilities that women have, especially when they marry a man. And then they try to take their man that they married, that they love the way he is, and then they want to change him into what they want him to be. And then I slowly went crazy. So at one point in time, we're going to therapy and stuff like that. I should say I was going to therapy because there was nothing wrong with her. She was perfect. She sat next to Jesus. So everything's good there. So if anybody's at home worried about her, she's perfectly fine and she's perfect. So anyway, so after like the fourth time going there, I'm like, I'm not getting nothing out of this. Like I'm still angry and stuff like that. And then the lady suggested, of course, it was a lady therapist. The dude would never prescribe this to another man because I'd have immediately pulled his man card and punched him in his nose. But then I'd probably had to go for more counseling because of that as well. So that's a sidebar. That's why I don't punch people in the face because all the paperwork that comes along with it. Who wants to do the paperwork? So it's like, you go haul off punch somebody in the face, and then you can't go back to Seabay anymore, and then you can't have rum runners, and you can't hang around your friends, and you can't have nothing nice. Anyways, don't punch people in the face because it's too much paperwork. Anyways, back to my story. She prescribes knitting. So I end up spending like my Saturday mornings, instead of playing golf with my buddies, going to Michael's in Lakeland and taking knitting classes so I can learn how to knit. Now here's the best part. So whenever I was to get angry, I should go knit, which is basically like a form of meditation. So I'm knitting stuff, right? Now, I have such a lovely, wonderful, supporting wife back then. That's not Danielle. It was the first wife. Danielle is my only wife now. And so I make this wonderful coaster, little squared thing with a couple different colors in it. And then the wife shits on it and says, she critiques it on what it is. She doesn't even know how to knit,
Booties.
and then she's complaining about how I knitted, and I had never knit anything before in my life.
Oh.
And it was like that was the first time in my, if I could have knit with any type of proficiency, I would have knitted a noose so I could have hung her with it. And then I would be doing this interview with you from probably Stark Correctional Facility because I'd still be in jail.
I
But
mean,
luckily, my
what?
crochet skills were so horrific that once she did that, it just made me angry. And then I just didn't do it no more. And then when I went back to the therapist, I said, this will be my last time coming back because I did what you said to do. And then all she did is she just pooped on my efforts. So it's just like, you're fired. And then I fired the wife later on, and she became the ex-wife. But she's still perfect, and she sits on the right hand of Jesus to this day. She's alive, not dead. I'm not saying that she's sitting with Jesus in heaven. I'm saying that she is by Jesus' right hand on this mortal plane as we speak.
Oh, well,
So there you go.
I
So
mean,
that is I'm not traumatized by it all. I mean, I have nothing affects me. I don't have any type of, you know, you know, I mean, I don't, I mean,
in Kentucky.
every, eh, is it,
In Kentucky. She sits on the throne of Jesus in Kentucky.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm really good about, I'm all in. And when I'm all out, I'm all out. Like it's, I'm
Oh,
in. And then I don't have the energy for that stuff no more. So
dude, I'm the same way. Like
no more energy.
if I put it all forth, it's great and it's dandy. But the moment I feel not validated or not wanted or something towards that nature, no. I mean, it's just common respect, and treating humans like humans instead of treating them like, you know,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, all, I mean, I mean, and I've respect.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Women, respect. First off, the man has to warrant the respect. I don't want to say he deserves respect, and he doesn't have to earn the respect.
Right.
It's like he just needs to show a person or a personality or a lifestyle that is respectable, and that's all. It's subjectional to each person. It's subjective to each person. The eye of the beholder test. Some people, a pot of gold to some people is a pot of shit to other people because everybody has different standards. But
That's
it's
very
like, look, women, just respect your man, give sex to your man, don't hold it as a weapon over their head because they will walk off and then you'll be like, I don't understand why he cheated. Well, you ain't giving it to him, woman. That's why he cheated. Okay, number 3 is learn how to cook something that doesn't come out of a box that says Stouffer's. Okay,
very
just like something, a couple ingredients. I don't know, like look, I learned how to boil water when I was like 8. Okay, and if you can boil water, you can make so many things that'll make a man happy. I mean,
yeah.
you can make rice, any type of pasta. You don't even have to make the spaghetti sauce like my grandparents had to. Like you don't have to go get the tomatoes from the garden and get the basil and go over and chop some thyme. No, it's all in a jar. And then if you can't open the jar, just ask your man. He'll be more than happy. You know what? Even crack the jar open just a little bit for him and then go over, I can't get it. And he'll feel like a Superman that he was able to crack it open. Right?
Hit it on the
And,
edge of the counter a couple times, loosen it up for him.
like Danielle's got like that rubber square that you can put on that kind of helps grip the top of the can.
Yeah.
And then the jar. Yeah, well, sometimes she'll do that. And if she can't get it, she'll come over and then I'll open it. But it's
Right.
like, nothing makes you feel more manly than like your woman comes over and goes like, can you open this for me? I can't open it. And it's not a I'm better than you battle of the sexes. It's like she is allowing me to be the strength
Right.
in the relationship, where she is the passion and the and she strengths in other ways, but she's the compassion and the feelings and the love, and we're more the brute, protector, provider type thing. Okay, well, then once the water's boiling, you put the pasta in, right? And then if you put a little bit of salt, it actually helps everything
Not
cook a
stick.
little bit. It doesn't stick, right? And I also found that if you put a little bit of butter in there, it actually helps kind of grease up the edges of the pot so everything stirs around a lot nicer as well. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, or if you want to use salted butter, that's like two in one. So we're cutting down steps here. And then it's like spaghetti sauce. And then if you want to get fancy, like as you would say, like it's Applebee's date night, but it's at the house,
Yeah.
get some hamburger meat and cook up some hamburger meat and then throw the hamburger meat into the spaghetti sauce. I mean, it's incredible. And then you put it on top of the noodles all while everything's hot, ladies. Don't let the noodles get dead ass cold because you didn't weren't doing stuff all at the same
I
time.
think
You got
every woman in here. Well, hold on. Let me just look here. Let's see. Oh, we got my mama in here too. Hey, that's
I'm
cool. I think every woman in here can safely say that we know how to make spaghetti. Um, I think
I mean, that's how easy it is to keep a man. Just like, make spaghetti, but put some meat in it and cook for him.
he's with he's with Kaizen, Miss Kramer. He is the guitar player for Kaizen, the band. We'll put up there. Let me see if I
Absolutely.
have. Let me see. I probably could put it up right now. Let me see.
I play the fiddle and
Mhm.
harmonicas, but I only play the harmonicas in C sharp and D flat demolished.
All right. Paul Thomas is going to get on here and get on your ass because he plays. I think
Yes,
it's all in the blowing and the sucking technique, is from what I've been told. The uh,
correct.
there we go. All right, there we go.
And if you're full of enough hot air, you too can learn how to play a harmonica. But each individual harmonica is actually a key. Like you just can't play over any type of music with said harmonica. Like it's actually there's a pitch to each harmonica. So like a real harmonica player will have like a whole vest or a case, and then he'll want to know what the key is of the song, and then he can pull out that particular harmonica, and he can go to a blowing and a sucking. But anyways, when once the spaghetti, you put the spaghetti on the plate first, right? And then the sauce with the meat, and then now if you're wanting like some extra cuddling after some amazing congolingus at the end of the night, you
Garlic
got to
bread.
put who you got to put some shredded cheese on top of it, some mozzarella, some mozzarella on top
Oh
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, and then now we're talking if we're gonna get fancy. Now we're talking like Applebee's date night. We're talking about it's stuff's gonna get funky now later, right? You put it in the oven and you bake it like you're serving it to him from like an actual Italian restaurant. And then you bring it to him at his where he's sitting, and you put it down and you give him like the crushed red peppers and some parmigiane on the side.
Oh, see, I
And
always
then
just
next thing you
decorate
know,
it. Just decorate the whole plate. I
oh no,
assume you like it the way I do. So the crushed red peppers and the cheese automatically. But see, I put my cheese on top of my meat, so it just melts just like a little bit,
right?
and then I pour the
Yeah.
hot sauce on top of it, so it melts a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
like them
It's
big old
a.
garlic sticks like that, because you can just scoop it up and make you a sketty sandwich.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, now if you want a long-term relationship, what you do is you get like your favorite type of like bread from the deli. I prefer the sliced multigrain,
Oh
and
yeah,
then you get sliced bread, and then you put butter on it. You put your natural garlic, so you can garlic it to your flavor as
right.
strong as you want it. Don't get like the pre-made garlic crap. It's got too much other extra ingredients that are no good for you. And then you make it nice and buttery and garlicky, and then you sprinkle a little couple little pieces of cheese on it, and then you bake that.
All right,
Now
Miss
we're
Diane. He
talking.
said he wanted the multi-grain bread. So she said, "What time is dinner? I'll make the bread."
Yeah, she makes good bread.
She does. She
She
does
brought it out to the
the interview.
the interview that we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely at LA's.
Yes, I absolutely, man. I had a whole container that I took home with me, and I kid you not, every morning I would sit there and I put butter on the bread and eat the bread with my coffee because I mean it's just yummy. My granny used to make homemade bread all the time, and it was a nice like ring back, like to have fresh bread.
Yes. Well, especially when you get the bread like that when it's homemade, it's like it like you said, it's like turning the clock back because it's like that's the way bread tasted when I was a kid. Most of the bread now, it almost has like a bit of a chemical taste. Like there's that what is that, Nature's Own, or the Heath
Yes,
plant or whatever right there on Memorial right there by the interstate. They make
yes.
bread there, and it's like it smells like a chemical, like a bleach bath, where they're bleaching the wheat and stuff like that to make the bread, and it's just like that's what you put in your mouth. Like they bleach the stuff. I mean, just go around there and smell it. It smells horrific. Now I guarantee you, when Miss Diane is making bread in her kitchen, it doesn't smell like there's a chemical plant in there. It
Mm-mm.
probably smells like home, is what I
It's
imagine it smells
It's
like.
like a warm wheat smell. It's like I mean, it's a very yummy smell. I love the smell of fresh bread. It does warm up your whole house. Uh,
Hmm.
Miss Miss Kramer said that she saw you guys down at Caribbean Bay. It was wait. My first time there ever a few weeks ago. They were awesome. It was also my first rum runner experience. Oh, what a
Woo!
trip. Um, you didn't take the straw out and mix it, did you? Or did you like drink straight from the straw? Now, see, this is a question only Christy asks. Okay, so
Right.
and the reasoning is they say that if you pick the straw up, you're an out of towner. If you just sip the Bacardi 151, you are a
An
potent.
alcoholic, because you know what you're doing.
uh, she said I mixed it. My son didn't, and he threw up. Listen, I can only drink
Yes.
like four of those, and then
Uh,
you might as well count me out for the rest of the night. It's like falling in the bushes, like
it is whatever their mix is. Like the way they make them, it's so incredible how they make them in this huge vast quantity. They're freezing them, and it's like a one of a kind thing. I mean, that's the type of stuff you get like at the beach,
yeah.
and we get it right there in Winter Haven, right a Caribbean, right on a chain of lakes, which is it's awesome. And it's that you know where someone's at if they take a picture and they got a styrofoam cup
Oh
with
yeah.
some red stuff in it. You know where they're at. I mean, I
Or
remember during COVID, she was selling rum runners to go. Our Polk County alcoholics are so dedicated, they would actually drive there and get like a 4 pack of rum runners and then take them back to their house and keep them in the freezer. That way they could slowly get drunk all day long. I mean, I'm proud of Polk County. I don't live in Polk County. That's why I'm proud of you guys. I'm a Hillsborough County rat.
well, I mean, I don't know. I do know that, if anybody walks into any bar in Polk County with a styrofoam cup, we all normally think that you went to the bay first. so,
Correct.
uh, and normally, well, they even give me my Jack and Red Bull in a styrofoam cup too, as well. So,
Well, I know old man Franks, they will stop you at the door and they will not let you in their place for the styrofoam cup anymore. They will stop you at the door, and if you refuse to put it down, they'll give you one of their cups and ask you to pour it into one of their solo cups because they don't want you walking around with it because they know where you came from. They want you because they want their patrons to stay at their place. They don't want them to, oh, well, you got rum runners over there? Next thing you're over there, you're recruiting them with the cup. But
um,
I'm glad she came out and saw us. I mean, we're always kicking butt. At Caribbean Bay. We're going to be there this Saturday. That's going to be rain, snow, or shine. We're playing. We're going to be
Yeah.
there. We're going to have songs that just. I mean, I've confirmed it with the Master Moose that we will have Christmas carols. We'll be doing Christmas carols in between sets. We'll have Christmas music in between sets. We're going to have, I'm going to be putting the lyrics up for 3 or 4 songs on our Facebook page so that everybody can look them up because it's going to be complete participation. It's not going to be a track with vocals, it's just going to be a karaoke track, and everybody gets to sing. So everybody's going to be involved, not just us.
Ooh.
No microphones, no nothing. We're going to have the PA running, and everybody gets to sing the carol together. So we've got, I got 4 or 5 picked out, and then one couple of them are like real funny, funny Christmas songs, and then we got a couple serious ones. That ever get the spirit going, have a good
Right.
time. I mean, it's going to be Christmas Eve, and and hopefully we can be the entertainment for the day, to give you that feeling of being with family. For those who because I know this time of the year is tough on a lot of people out there. Because it makes you think of loved ones lost and stuff like that. And I wish it wasn't that way, because I mean, those are some of the best memories we have as kids, the whole family getting together and
Yeah.
grandmas, and but mostly because our elders, they, we slowly lose them every year, year after year, the elders and all their knowledge, just to, we lose that knowledge and that wisdom that they gain from different times.
Yeah.
It gives you perspective on what we're dealing with now, and if you lose them too early, it's hard to keep a. You always have to go back to somebody who's got a foot, and almost like, you guess you could say, in the old world when things were different, and everything was like a phone on a wall with a cord, and you went outside and nobody had like GPS on you, and you just rode your bike around until the street lights came on, and then you went home, and there was no, you could trust a stranger to give you an apple and drink some water. You didn't have to worry about like getting date raped or something like that when you were
That's
like 9 years old, riding your bike around like it is now. Everyone's crazy. Well, no one talks to you now, so you don't have to worry about getting kidnapped because no one looks you in the face. So there's
You
a
know,
tip for the kids out there. If you're riding your bike and somebody's making eye contact with you and coming up to you, run, because most people, they don't look at you. They act like you don't exist. So if they think you exist, get the hell out of there.
yeah.
Run
Miss
for your
Paula
life.
said your lead singer wants a heads up on those songs, by the way. Those
He doesn't
Christmas.
need a heads up. Yeah, uh, Tyler needs to go to Kaizen.com, and I haven't put him up. I'll put him up later today because I'm pretty sure he's already in a panic. It's karaoke, bro. Karaoke. We're all going to be reading off a piece of paper. We can do it. We can do it.
You can do it. Oh wait.
We are winners. We can do this. I know we can.
What's that one movie? My son used to say this when he was little all the time. He's laughing and says okay. My I don't know if you've ever seen that Reef movie, but like it's like a movie about like fish and stuff, and there's like these like jellyfish, and they're Jamaican, and he's like, "You're not a loser, you're a wiener."
Yeah, nice. That's
Anyway,
nice.
so
Anyways, man, hey, love Tyler. He's the best, man. That's how in touch he is, man. He hears that something's going down, and he needs to get out in front of it. I'll give him the songs later, and he'll be tuning them up, getting them ready. He'll be belting them out like nobody's business.
uh-huh.
I mean, heads up, hey, heads up, bro. One of them rhymes with Mossy Mo Man. Mossy Mo Man. So yeah.
Snowman.
Yeah, Frosty the Snowman. You're really you're quick there, KO.
And No, not really. It took me about 5 minutes after.
It's Frosty the Snowman. That's going to be one of them. But then we got some others that are going to be really good. So I had a particular request from Master Moose. So well, we're going to get that one in there. Because I was like, let's learn a couple of songs, right? So I'm like, so I started looking at songs like for the band to learn, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna do. How about we do like rocking around the Christmas tree, like rocking around the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So I start looking at like the music for this thing, and I'm like, there's like there's like four chord changes per song or per line with like this augmented going back between like an A6 and a D7, and it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. To play this song one time, and it's like, I'll just find a track. I'll just find a track. Here we go. Woo! Absolutely.
Miss Diane said the little drummer boy.
You never know. That's a good one.
You don't know it,
That's
man.
that's
You
that's
said,
huh?
do you know it?
Yeah. That little drummer boy. That's Danielle's favorite song. It was her favorite version is by Bing Crosby and a young David Bowie from the mid '70s.
Oh yeah.
They
I'll have to
sing little drummer boy.
look
It's
that
really good. You just look it up on YouTube. Bing Crosby and um, oh, I just lost his name. Just escaped me. And it's a young David Bowie. This is pre, you know, what was that? Ziggy Stardust when he started doing acid. This is pre-acid David Bowie.
Oh, that
So
must be the okay. So I think Paul just put it in the comments. So well, we might. Yeah, you
awesome.
can't.
It's a great version. That's the wifey's number one version.
Heck
I
yeah.
like this. My version is like it's like a heavy metal. Oh, my favorite Christmas song is it's a song by King Diamond, and it's called Christmas. Or no. I think No Presents for Christmas. It's called
No
King Diamond.
presents
Look that one up, Paul.
King
By
Diamond.
King Diamond. Yeah, you can tag that in there. Well, that's my favorite one. And then you'll see the contrasting between me and the wife, and then you'll see how that's why our relationship's so amazing.
Your wife is amazing. I have to give her props.
Yes.
She is a phenomenal creature.
Yes, and everybody out there listening, all the mamas, everybody who's listening, I'm not one of these big, T and P's, thoughts and prayers, but the wifey Danielle's this morning she's getting having to get a tooth surgically removed that is
Mm,
impacted into her one of her sinuses, or sinus cavity, and there's a potential of some, there can be some potential downfalls to it. So let's just give some positive vibes that way that the doctor can do a good job and
what
there's
time
no
is she going
complications.
today?
I think she's there right now. I think her appointment was like 9:45. She's in now.
Okay.
So they kind of jerked her around over the last couple of weeks where she had an appointment and they're like, "Oh, well, we need to reschedule you and so." And then okay, then she comes back and they're like, "Oh, well, I can't really do it. I need to get you over to a oral surgeon." And then goes to the oral surgeon and then the surgeon's like, "Well, this is just to get a plan on it to do surgery." And it's just like, are we in Canada? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like this poor woman has like been walking around with a tooth that's been killing her for like 6 weeks, and these people are just, you know, jerking around, and then insurance is a joke. Like our insurance, like, I mean, I don't know what, I guess everybody has different dental insurance. I'm not going to name names. I mean, I don't even know it. That's how much I care about the dental insurance people. They suck. So like, just it's suckdental.com. Um, so it's like they cover nothing. Like they'll see you for free. Like you can come in and sit in the chair and he'll shine a light in there, and that's about all you get for free. That's what it covers. Anything else, if they have to pull out a toothpick or some dental floss, you're paying 5 times rack rate. It's like, It's like, if I bring my own dental floss, can I get a discount? Like, do you just do the dental flossing? I bring the dental floss. No, they won't even let you bring your own dental floss. It's not even, what would that be? Bring your own dental floss, BYO DF. They won't even let you do that. It's like, what is going on in this world? Ugh.
BYODF.
Yeah, BYODF. It's like, come on, people.
That I don't know how if I worked at a dentist's office and someone came in and handed me their own dental floss, I'd be like, okay.
I mean, they charge you like $35. Like, you can buy like 700 yards of dental floss for like $6.
Yeah.
I mean, and you use like 7 cents of dental floss at a time. But yeah, you're going to charge me $35. Like, can we just skip that part and we just go right to the labor cost? Like I can bring my own supplies. Like, I got my own toothbrush and toothpaste. Like, I don't need your toothbrush and
When
toothpaste.
you just come over for dinner and tell me how this needs to happen, we can extract it myself. Just
Something. It's like, I mean, it's like all I need you to do is just cut it out. I mean, all I know is that you remember Tom Hanks and Castaway with Wilson. He had the bad tooth. He just took a rock to his face, knocked it right out. I mean, he knocked himself out, which is pretty dangerous when you're by yourself with just a volleyball. But he made it. Don't do that at home, kids. Don't hit yourself in the face with a rock to take out a tooth. Let your mother do it. She's more qualified.
my son goes, what? You hear him in the background.
I like
What?
it. I like it. See, this show is making an impact.
It's
And see, and I understand there's only a handful of people watching, but you never know who's going to watch it after this. You know?
we do go live on YouTube. So our
Yeah.
ratings, I don't know if you actually looked at it from the last one. We had the insights on that one alone was 25,000. So, I mean, we're reaching, quite a bit of people. We just don't, you know, not a whole lot of people like us.
It's all right. It's all right. You just, as long as you just got to keep doing it. The more you do this, the more you can, like, find your niche and get comfortable and,
Well, I
you
think
know,
I think the most important thing is just to notice other people trying. You know what I mean? The whole point
absolutely.
of the interviews and the morning show was basically to help other people, get stuff across for them. You know what I mean? Um, and not it works for me too. It is a work in progress. Yes, Paul. Um, doorknobs. What was the doorknobs comment? Oh, where you tie your string around the doorknob and you slam the door shut. Yeah, the doorknobs.
Yeah, it's got to be
I,
dangling for that.
yeah. I,
I mean, that's like for a kid where you see it dangling and he doesn't want to do the last bit of yerking it out and you kind of like you string it up. But I mean, to Paul's point, to give a counterpoint, he was on a desert island. He didn't have a door, let alone a doorknob and string. But I understand what he means. Like back here in civilization, not on a stranded island, yes.
yes.
But I still
Well,
say a rock and your mother is a much better than the string.
see,
Yeah,
he said the
yes.
rock in
You
your
can
mom
trust
is
her.
no better than the string. I can You can trust me. He said
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rock.
It's all good.
He looked at you like you're crazy. Like,
It's okay. It's all right. Well, I mean, if he's looking at me like I'm crazy, I'm looking at you like what you telling him. What you programming him with, Mama?
um,
You the programmer.
volunteers in medicine. Work in progress. Pull tooth. Players. Then okay, I'm kind of lost here. It's free. Okay.
Oh, pliers. Yeah, pliers work. But
Pliers.
I don't know. Do we need to put a disclaimer on this? I am not a dentist, nor have I ever played a dentist on TV. This is just, this is just
Will's info.
spitballing cheap, cheap ways to potentially, maybe, kind of, sort of remove a tooth in case of emergency if you're on a stranded island. But if you are living in America and you have a house and you're with your mama, you let your mama perform all these important, dangerous acts upon you. That way, she'll be held responsible if something tragically goes wrong and all of a sudden you don't have a face for like a week. It's your mama.
Yeah, doesn't that make someone just want to go and get a rock? Here, mom, I don't want to have a face for a week.
Here, mom. Yeah, here, take care of this. Here, I got pliers. Let's play. Let's play pliers, stringer, rock. Here we go, mama.
Don't try this at home. May cause infection.
Yeah, exactly. Don't try to sell. Yeah, it's like when they show the idiot jumping off of a bridge, and it's like this was performed. Do not attempt. This was performed by a professional. Yeah, no kidding. Thank you.
Please give me a minute. I, I am on my life. You can't bug me right now, okay? What?
We're good.
Is there loud toys on the airplane?
Are there toys allowed on the airplane? Depends on what kind of toy it is. Is it the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
can go on the airplane.
Yeah,
Baby over there.
Okay.
baby
yes.
has to fit into the overhead compartment, though.
They are going to Kentucky on the 27th to see my mother.
Woo! That's
So
awesome.
yeah, we have kindly until the 25th, and then she gets her dad's vacation from the 25th to the 1st of January, and the kids are going out of town on the 27th and won't be back until after the 1st of January. So
Okay, cool. So, like, when your kid comes to the one comes back from Kentucky, do you have them like smuggle back any type of like bourbon or anything from up there? 'Cause,
no,
I mean,
my
this stuff's really good.
My sister actually is has worked for the distilleries or whatever up there. So anytime we want to go up there and kind of tour around or get a free shot or whatever, she kind of has the whole insights on that one, which is actually pretty cool. Anyway, so
Well, groovy.
yeah.
Well, this is perfect timing. I am pulling into my final destination here to park my truck.
Well,
So this worked out rather perfectly.
I do want to say thank you for coming on with me again. I do want to just give a couple shout outs. We will be at a couple locations this month. Towards the end of the month, on the 24th, we are going to be out with it's the 24th, right? It's the 24th.
It
Out
is, yeah.
at
Christmas Eve.
Caribbean Bay with the Kaizen band. So if you guys want to come out for that one, we'll be singing carols. We will also be at the 26th, Leo's Live, for the Silverback Rock and Roll Band. We'll be doing their interview there. We've got Samantha Martin, Bahama Tom coming out to show some support too. So if you guys want to come out and have fun, we'll have a Christmas dinner. Also be doing some just, how we did it at you guys is, just having fun, kicking back, relaxing. Silverback Rock and Roll Band's pretty awesome. And then on the 31st, we'll be out with Jeffrey out at the River's Edge in Gibsonton.
Yeah, Gibsonton. Yep, Gibsonton.
Damn things.
Right there on US 41. It's you can't tell where one ends and when the other one begins. So it's, but
Did
hey, Kaizen.com, Kaizen.music.wearebadass on YouTube. Tyler Rockstar Rocks Hard, something like that. He's got a YouTube channel where he's got a bunch of covers that he does where he programs the music himself and then sings over the tracks. It's really awesome. He's probably got about 40, 50 songs on there. Check them out on YouTube. Just put in, I think, Tyler Rocks. Tyler will comment down here. He'll tag it. But we're on Twitter. We're on the Zuckerberg's Facebook. We are on Instagram. We're on Snapchat. Allkaizen.com. I think one is like Kaizen Rocks, but you'll see it on our Facebook or on our main.com page. Also, remember, we're on Christian Mingle. We're also on Tinder. Please swipe right. Look for Kaizen is Rock Hard on Tinder. Swipe right. The profile picture of Tyler. We use Tyler's profile picture on that one right there. Yes. We're also on what is that? It's like that Netflix and chill page on Facebook. It's like Singles Meet or something like that.
They have one of those.
I heard through a friend, an anonymous friend that I won't name, who uses it quite effectively. And apparently he finds a lot of women that are looking for long-term meaningful relationships. And by long-term meaningful relationships, they want dinner and some sex, and then they want to go home and be left alone. At least that's his experience.
Oh,
we're on there. So Kaizen's on there as well. Now everybody in the band's married except for Tyler, so we clearly do that just for Tyler. So, and remember, at the Christmas show, Christmas boobies are like ornaments.
I'll have to talk some drunk girls into doing it for them.
I mean, I'm just putting it out there. We might even, you know what? I'm gonna have to start a side page, anyways.
I might be able to get 10 girls while you're bullshitting. He'd really shit himself if 10 females walked up there and was like.
I would laugh at all of you in your faces because he probably wouldn't even notice it. He would be so into singing the song, he probably wouldn't even know what to do.
That's a lie. I call bullshit.
Prove me wrong. December 24th, C-Bay 3 to 7.
Paul said he will have your interview videos from LA's by tomorrow, so he should be done editing them by tomorrow. If he'll send them over to you.
Awesome. Paul's a good guy. He's a good dude. He works hard. I saw him at the Saturday's gig there, the benefit for the daddies, and he's running around. I like his little flashlight on top of his hat. It's like, yeah, that's great. So if the roof ever collapses, he's the guy that's going to find his way out.
Yeah, look, probably he'll probably be the only guy out because he was smart enough one to wear the little light thingy. But
I like it, yes. But he's a good guy.
I love it. It's great. He's yes, he comes out, and you know we weren't perfect when we started all this, and it's been a trial and error. So everything we've been coming up with is one after another of just learning lessons. So and he's done fabulous, man. I mean, he continues to work hard, continues to put in the effort for his videos and stuff, and then tries to get you guys some promotional stuff out there just in case the bands don't have it. We can at least help you in there, and then that way it gets his name out too as well for people who want to use him in the future. Come out and
absolutely
record certain things. If we do live promotions, or if anybody asks me for a live promotion, I normally throw his name out there. I don't, the whole gimmick of it is that we support each other and come up with each other in it. So
you are awesome. But I've got cue the breaking news confirmed just now from Moose Master Mark. Moose Master Mark has just confirmed that Nancy Cooley has canceled our Christmas Eve gig at Caribbean Bay due to inclement weather and possible snow flurries. Breaking news, our New Year's Eve gig, our Christmas Eve gig has been canceled.
That's
So
because she heard you talking about flashing boobies.
Michelle.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if she's worried about that, then I would just say like the last year and a half of running reckless gigs should have been canceled because we had boobs all over the place. So
I think
she's not against boobs at all.
that's the only one I really had that was that cool.
Well, I mean, I already knew. I kind of already knew that there was a potential of Saturday's show not make happening because of weather. But I was trying to just stay positive about it and put it out there, and still promoting. And I had reached out to see if we were going to put heaters and stuff out, but and it's just going to be too cold. And I get it. It's Christmas Eve, and if the weather was probably because it's going to be like a high of like 45. It was going to be cold. But I mean,
Oh.
I told Nancy we were going to rock regardless. Cold. We've played in colder weather, so
I know.
this.
You know what? I feel like we should all just still show up with hot chocolate and coffee and do some carols. Like we should still do it.
I mean, if she's going to be open, I mean, because I know she does those like half days on those holidays, so her staff can go home to family. So, I mean, if she's got the bay open and we can still get some rum runners, or maybe it's just like bring your own hot cocoa and they'll pour the 151 in the hot cocoa.
I'm we're game for that.
I know you are. You're a pro. You're a
I mean,
pro.
I went to EMT school when I was younger, and after dealing with, the accidents and the small kids in the accidents, it kind of messed with the whole headline a little bit. So we just decided that entertainment was the way to go, and then I just became a stripper for 15 years. So it took a minute to learn how to drink with them bad boys in that club. So I had to become a
Mm,
badass in order to make money.
I get you.
Yeah.
That's a tough
So
gig.
it is.
That can't be easy.
No, it's very
Because I mean, I've never
it's
I've
very
never attempted it. I've never attempted the whole stripping thing professionally, like for money. Like I've never done it like pro wise. I've had
right.
some one-off performances for like an audience of one a couple times, but the first off to have the confidence to walk around in front of a bunch of oogling dudes in nothing but your birthday suit, and then the acrobatic tricks that I've heard of in stories from friends that happen on the pole on the stage is like the perpetual motion where they somehow they keep going around and around the pole, yet they're not doing anything, and they're just like rotating around it like they're battery powered, and it's just like, where is the battery? I don't get it.
Well, it's a
Like
spinning
where?
pole. It's a spinning pole.
No,
You
no,
have
no.
to.
The pole doesn't spin. It doesn't.
Okay,
The pole doesn't spin.
so you're
Like
talking
they're.
about a regular pole that you would just okay. That's very easy.
I don't know.
It's
Is there a regular pole and then there's a spinning pole? Like, see, I
okay.
don't know these. I don't know these in and outs like you do.
Back in like the early 2000s, shut your mouth. Um, there was what's called a straight pole, which the straight pole was all the way up and it had a ball on top, but it didn't move. So they came out with these new ones where you could, like, when you lean forward like this, it would spin faster and it would
Oh,
go.
okay.
So it was all in the way you leaned and you kind of, so you would
Oh,
all
okay.
have when your body weight is a certain way, then the pole would go this way, and if your body weight was a certain way, the pole would come back. And yes, again, very hard. But I think the hardest thing was doing 5 shots of Patron and then getting on and trying to do the spinny thing. That was the most lesson that I learned is that
I
when you
mean, go ahead.
when you start playing drinking games, you should limited your pole usage.
I mean, I mean that's a good content thing.
Really? I don't.
I
I mean, making her scream really is gonna not help.
agree.
Thank you. She's mad at you. Hey, stop. Leave her alone. She's like, he made her come out of the bathroom and she slams herself down on the ground and she throws her binky. Like,
Oh, I've seen people at the bay do that. So yeah, just get all upset and pout. I'm gonna throw my cup down and I'm gonna get on the floor here and act pouty until my man comes over here and gets me.
Yeah, well, I think it's getting right about,
I think it's that time.
I think it's that time. I do want to thank you very much for coming on
Going mobile. Here we go. Talk to me. I'll listen.
and saving my butt for this morning. Hey, guys, I am still on my live video. I need you to stop now. For coming on, and they thought that they could continue the whole thing because we were laughing at them. So, you know, we will be on tomorrow with Chasing Supernova. So if you guys want to stay tuned tomorrow, we will be on with them. Miss LA Sky. If you don't stop. Are you there, love?
I'm there, love.
What?
It is a fairy. That is a
There's
fairy.
the pixie.
That
is a
okay.
pixie.
I'm sorry, a pixie.
Bingo. There you go. Oh no, that's the one that's. And then we got this one here.
Oh, definitely a pixie. Now you call it a
Yes.
pixie, so then that way you don't feel masculine by saying fairy. That you drive a fairy truck.
I did not call him a pixie. This is by upper management. That I don't know if you can see it in the distance. Where is it? That ain't it. Right there. Right.
I see it.
Right over my head, right back there. That's the white. That's what we call the ivory tower.
The ivory
That's
tower.
That's where all the people who make all the money and the decisions work. Way up there on the third floor, where they got a jacuzzi and their own plants, their own ferns, so they can breathe clean air, while the rest of us scum are down here digging around in the dirt for scraps. Man.
Demolition man. I'm telling you.
Yep. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on with me. If you guys haven't yet, go and check out the Kaizen Band. They are at www.kai7en.com, and you can also check them out. I don't know if they're gonna go to the Bay this weekend or not, but if they're not, I might still be there, so I might show up if Miss Paula's there with hot chocolate. I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, if she's open, me and the wife will come out,
Okay.
and we can sing a couple of carols or something. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, just definitely let me know, and we'll be back tomorrow morning with Mr. Kyle and Miss LA Sky from Chasing Supernovas. We are bringing them down for the Easter Bunny beatdown, so that should be cool. And I do want to thank you guys all for watching and dealing with me and Will this morning. William, it was always
We
nice.
ready?
Yes,
It
sir.
was awesome. And with that being said, peace out, folks.
Bye, sweet.